Easter is such a delicious time filled with so many goodies, in particular, chocolate. I was fortunate enough to get an Easter bunny from one of my patients, so thank you so much. But what is it about these little devils that gives so many headache and migraine patients such grief? And what can you do about it to help your headaches and migraines from being triggered by chocolate? Hi, I'm Dr. Beth, osteopath here at Melbourne Headache Solutions. So for a lot of headache and migraine sufferers, chocolate is a really big trigger for them. But not only chocolate, a lot of other things like red wine, cheese, hormones, like sometimes oranges and those sorts of things. So what is it about these triggers that set off the headaches and migraines? So in particular, chocolate. And hi there, if you're there, say hi, drop a comment, give us a like, shout out, share it around, and share the love. So what is it about chocolate that sets off your headaches and migraines? Well, with chocolate in particular, a lot of people say, I think it's the sugar. Is it the sugar that sets off my headaches and migraines? For some people, yes, that's true. Because when they eat other sugary foods, it can really set off a headache or a migraine. For other headache and migraine sufferers, it's actually the caffeine that's in chocolate. Because headache and migraine sufferers actually have this really tumultuous relationship with caffeine. Sometimes it can really help, whereas other times it can really be detrimental to your headaches and migraines. So research has actually shown that if you have caffeine really regularly, then it can actually cause headaches and migraines. But they did actually find as well that a certain level of caffeine can actually make you more receptive to your medication, which is why caffeine was actually added to certain medications, because it lowers your stomach pH in your stomach, and it actually makes some medications more absorb better. So it was actually added to a medication called Cafegot, which you can't really get anymore for varying reasons, but it was actually added to Cafegot, which is a migraine-specific medication. And with Panadol Extra, there's caffeine in it because it makes it absorb better. So there's this really tumultuous relationship with headache and migraine sufferers and caffeine. So because triggers are so unique to each headache and migraine sufferer, then your relationship with caffeine is going to be different to the migraine sufferer or headache sufferer next to you. So you might be set off by one coffee, they might be set off by 4 coffees. The person next to you might be set off by eating one tiny block of chocolate. You might be set off by eating 4 Easter bunnies. Now, I don't recommend eating 4 Easter bunnies in one setting. That's probably a bit too many, but it is Easter, so we will forgive you. So that's usually the 2 main things with chocolate that are going to set you off: the high sugar content or the caffeine. So those are the 2 main things there. But really, why do they trigger headaches and migraines? Why does anything trigger a headache or a migraine? There's actually this thing that is keeping you in a headache or a migraine state all the time, that is basically just waiting to be set off, and any trigger could come along and set you off. Now, as I said before, there are things like hormones, foods, stress, lack of sleep, pretty much anything. So basically, in order to make sure that you can't be triggered, you've got to change this underlying thing. Now, what is this underlying thing that's keeping you in a headache and a migraine state all the time? This thing is called brainstem sensitization. Now, it's responsible for all of your associated features of a migraine. It's responsible for the head pain that you get, dizziness, nausea, all of those sorts of things. But as I said, it keeps you constantly in this headache and migraine waiting state, and it just needs something to come along, trigger it, and then you get your attack. So you've got to change that in order for anything to change. Sure, you can avoid your triggers, but it doesn't mean that something else can't trigger you off. So for long-term changes to be made, you've got to address that underlying disorder, because otherwise most people still feel like they're on the verge of a headache and migraine all the time. And that's not a very fun way to live. You don't want to do that. You want to feel clear, happy, and not afraid to get a headache or a migraine. So if you feel like you want to make significant changes and you don't want to be afraid to eat things, do things, exercise, or you just want to wake up feeling clear and free, then drop a comment below, comment survey. We're going to send you a survey. It's really quick and easy, 1 minute, to see whether you might be suffering from this underlying disorder and see if we can get you on the pathway to feeling that happier, freer, lighter you that you deserve to be. I hope you guys have a fabulous Easter and I hope to see you soon. Thanks guys, and if you can, enjoy your chocolate. See ya.